So these are my favorite book recommendations. Kind of running low on my dogs are complaining. So I know I've covered a lot of seeds today, but I just want to cover a few more. So if I only could keep just the seeds that I needed to grow a garden that would save me a fair bit on groceries, I would pick these seeds. This would be my starter package if I had it all to start again. But oh, it looks good. I watered it a couple days ago. I didn't water it in the coldest days at all, and it didn't die. It just kept going. This is what we got today. Pretty great. Not bad for February. Look, it's got strawberries and all the greens and grapevines. This is so sweet. Yeah. Okay, these are my book recommendations for gardening books, and this one is one of my favorites that I probably read the most. I was told about Charles Dowding from another YouTuber called Naptime Nigella. I started reading this book, Charles Dowding's Veg Journal, and now I have several of these books. He walks you through the seasons, and it's got a little diary in it, which I don't often write in. I keep a separate journal. But so much useful information. Yeah, I'd recommend any of his books. He is my favorite gardening YouTube channel also. Actually, let's look at these. Most of these books are by YouTubers. So there's his, which is like my first pick. This actual veg journal of all his books is probably my favorite. Another favorite is Vera Grutig. She is in, I want to say, the Netherlands. I love reading this book when it's spring and I'm ready to go. She has stuff for every season, but let's see. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's from a little gift from Sammy. So I love this book. So he wrote me a lot of my bookmarks. That's so cute. Anyway, yes, that's Vera. She also has a YouTube channel called Grown to Cook. I love watching her channel. It's a really, really good book that I highly recommend that has everything from composting to container gardening to permaculture, design ideas, you know, like the Three Sisters, you know, where you grow corn and then your ground cover is your pumpkin and then the beans grow up the corn, that kind of thing. She's very clever. Another resourceful YouTuber is Liz Zorab. I heard of both Vera and Liz from another YouTuber that I think I have his book in this pile too, Hugh Richards. She has a very, very good channel. She's just started a new home garden, so you can watch her build that from the ground up. She's very resourceful and thrifty, and I also like her outlook. She's just fun to watch. She has a lot of winter seed ideas and tips that are very practical. Leaf mold, things like that. This is it has the gardening in it. It's by Barbara Damrosch and Elliot Coleman. The 4-Season Farm Gardener's Cookbook. 120 recipes. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. It is so heavy. I got this secondhand for I want to say $10. I don't know how much it costs full price. It looks like it's $23. I love this book. So it has lots and lots of recipes. How to grow it and then how to cook it. I love it. Good stuff. And then the newest book in my collection, sorry about the angle, The Vegetable Grower's Handbook by Hugh Richards. And I feel like possibly a good way to describe this is a consolidation of all of his previous books. So if you only want to have one handbook for growing your garden, you know, this could be it. I haven't read the whole thing, I will say, but I am enjoying it now. He does a lot of stuff that I don't do, like making liquid fertilizers. I don't do that. I use worm tea, and also just compost. But I like how he grows, and Vera does this also, grows squash in his compost. That's very resourceful. It's a beautiful book. Can't wait to finish it. So these are my favorite book recommendations, but if you were to only get one or two, these are my top picks. Vera and Charles Dowding. Charles Dowding's YouTube channel is called Charles Dowding. No Dig Gardening. Vera Gruting's is called Grow to Cook. And Liz Zorab's is called By Their Farm, I think. Maybe it's Liz Zorab at By Their Farm by now. And Hugh Richards is just Hugh Richards, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so book recommendations aside, sorry the flies chased me. Look at Baker Creek's beautiful packaging this year. It comes really minimally packaged, I think. I don't think you can recycle this though, because it is bubble wrap, but I feel like it's worth it to have safe seeds. So I'm going to open this. I'm excited. I did the basics this year. Everything that I was kind of running low on. My dogs are complaining. Ooh, my free seeds. Oh, they always give free seeds. Isn't that so nice? I got Benhaushi Mizuna. I ordered a lot of practical things. This whole order came to $50.43. My dog is objecting because I won't let him smell around while I'm filming. But I kind of wanted to just do this quickly and keep my seeds dry in the process. So I got radishes, early scarlet glow. Always a favorite, arugula, in and out of the greenhouse. I just love this one. Hopefully he'll stop barking soon. I got echinacea for the flower garden. Texas early grano onions. Pretty excited about those. Oh, I'm so excited about these two. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. Pepper, mini bell pepper mix. The cute little mini peppers. And my very favorite Chadwick cherry tomatoes. I love these so much. I actually have a few of these seeds, but I love them so much I didn't want to risk old seeds not germinating. So I went ahead and bought one of those. I kept it pretty minimal with tomatoes. The other one I got was this year for the first time that I've seen. Baker Creek has Sun Gold hybrid tomatoes, which, you know, you can't save the seeds to those, but they taste so good that it's just worth it. Another free seed, it looks like a hot pepper. I think it's a hot pepper. Yes, blazing hot pepper. I'll be handing those on to a friend. I got a beautiful zinnia mix for the front flower garden. And nasturtiums are a must. That's missing. So our time is very limited on this, so I'll try to hurry. Yeah. Nasturtium, Tip Top Alaska Salmon. I love salmon colored flowers. I had a salmon colored aster last year that was my favorite. They're so beautiful. And then also sunflowers. We do a sunflower tower right in the corner of the garden. It kind of ties all of the garden together. I love it so much. So I am excited for these. It looks like a mix of different colors between orange and yellow. So okay, I have to back it up a little because it got pretty crazy there for a minute. Okay, where was I? Yes, so the sunflowers, I look forward to seeing those. They'll probably be a range of colors, judging from what's on here. Oh, so pretty. A very reliable carrot that I found. It gets nice and fat every time, as long as I water them appropriately. Is actually sometimes even if I don't water them, I think it's pronounced corral carrot. I love these. I don't choose carrots because I don't want to waste, like the pulp. What do you do with the pulp? I just eat the carrots. But they say it's good for juicing. I just like to eat them. Make soup with them too. Scarlet runner beans, golden sunshine it's called. Last year I had trouble growing these because I planted them too close to the chicken coop and wasn't thinking about all the nitrogen that the chickens put out. So this year I'm going to move them far away from the chicken coop so that they can, you know, be happy with their own nitrogen. They like to put nitrogen into the soil, and if the soil has too much nitrogen, you're not going to get many beans. I didn't realize that because the first year I had the chickens out there, I grew beans next to the chicken coop and they grew fabulously. But of course, as the years went on, the chickens put more and more nitrogen in the soil, so I have learned. And this year I will correct that. And let's see. Oh, I love these. Hardly ever make it into the house because I eat them in the morning when I go out to water the garden. I love them. They are good. They are usually my breakfast in the gardening season. And more beans. So these do make it into the house, but also I use them to feed my chickens. The chickens really like these a lot. So yeah, that's what I got. Pretty much. That's going to be a full garden by itself, and these are just this year's seeds. So I will put these away and go get our leftover seeds that I'm also going to be growing from. Okay, I'm going to be really real with you guys. This year I am struggling with the, what are they called? Fungus gnats in the potted soil. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yes. So, yes, the gnats. There are gnats that have found my seeds and they want them. So, grr. Anyway, let's turn this over. So I saved these Cosmo seeds from last year, just in case the birds ate all of the ones that were out there, or our false spring got them to germinate and then killed them, just to be safe. So I have those. Keep random tools everywhere. Catnip for our new barn cat. We've named, well, Sam named her Lavender Barn Kitty. So we got catnip for around her house. White icicle radishes for Sam's garden. And most of these are Sam's, I think, actually. These little ones. Black seeded Simpson lettuce. We love that. Grows really, really well. Swiss chard. I have never had good luck with the 5-color silver beet, which is like the really colorful Swiss chard. But this one, Fort Hook Giant, grows really, really well. I think there's one other one that does too. I might find it here. And then snacking peas, sugar snap peas. Oh, this is the other one that grows really well. Verde di Taglio. I don't think that's correct how I said that. This Swiss chard grows really well, and it's really, really good like a spinach. It's got a good texture. And apparently, shoe flies. They have sent me lots of this. My guess is they have extra. I like it. It's good. I'm happy with it. This is my favorite. Did I just say that about the last lettuce? Okay, I really, like, my favorite vegetable of all of the vegetables is lettuce. It is the hardest working crop I have, and I can do a lot with it. I know it doesn't seem like you can do a lot with lettuce, but like I could literally just eat lettuce wraps every day. And this is like one of the best tasting lettuces. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but I do know that it means spotted like a trout, which doesn't sound appetizing, but I promise it is. Very, very good. I also really like this kale, chopped up really finely, rubbed with olive oil and salt and pepper, and then put on a pizza. So you just top the pizza like you would normally, and then you just put the kale right over top of the cheese. Maybe sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it, or shave some Parmesan cheese on it. It is so good because it gets crunchy because of the oil. So good. American purple top rutabaga is by far my favorite swede. It grows really big and it's really, really good. Stir-fried with olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic powder or real garlic, and then served with scrambled eggs like you would hash browns. So good. And healthy. Mustard. I really like mustard chopped finely and served in an omelet. That's also very good. Spinach. Oh, another lettuce that I really, really like. This one is almost as good. They say it grows in all seasons, but here it grows in most seasons. It does really well if you cover it with a fleece. I like this one. Spinach. I like spinach a lot. I don't know which one is my favorite. I think Bloomsdale Longstanding, and you know what, I like them all. I literally do. These leaves of this, any of these spinaches, the leaves get like this big, and they're thick. They're like, they've got some crunch to them. I'm trying to think of a vegetable that has a texture like these, and I cannot even come close. These are uniquely awesome spinach leaves. The ones you get at the grocery store are usually limp. More. I like leaves. These are a good carrot. These usually go in Sam's Garden, I think. And more white radishes. More black-seeded Simpson. And I love cabbage. Also, I usually tend to take the outer leaves off a lot, and it gives me stuff to feed my chickens throughout the season. New Zealand spinach. That is new to me. I bought that in the winter, and I have not yet tried it, but I'm excited to. Bunching onions and giant leeks. These are probably going to go in the garden after the garlic comes out. I have a potato garlic leek bed. It was like my soup garden. So, yeah. Let's see. I have a lot of seeds. Bok choy. Love beets. We like to make cake and brownies, and that's really all we do. Beets. Little gem lettuce and China rose radish. I have also not tried these. I am looking forward to it. We're going to try a new rutabaga, which is also known as swede. And love Brussels sprouts. Have to fight the rabbits for them this year. The rabbits found them last year. And I love these. They grow really well. They're resilient to the heat. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but it's kind of like tatsoi, or it's like a mustard or like a Asian green. It grows really well, almost like a spinach. And you know, you can take one and you'll feed the whole family if you stir fry it with scrambled eggs. It is so good. Last year, also, when I bought my winter stuff, I got some terracotta tomato seeds, so I'm really excited to try those. And here's the new Kuroda carrot, also another reliable carrot that's always nice and fat. And, pink radish, more rutabagas. I didn't like these as much. I can't tell you why, they just didn't seem to germinate as well. I'm sure that was my mistake, not the company. Love the radish. Purple carrots and free butter crunch lettuce. That made me so happy. Love it. I tend to go for the spotted lettuces though. Flashy butter gem. It's kind of like a mix between butter crunch and the one that said spotted like trout. And then of course a blend, just cut it up. This one is for head lettuce. It's a nice crisp butter crunch lettuce. That's for having head of lettuce when you want to make like a wedge salad. I like that a lot too. Peas. I don't have too many peas. I'm not sure, but I think I might have saved these seeds and then just put them back in the fridge from last year because I grew a lot of peas last year. More spinach. more kale. Blue curled kale is my favorite for the pizza. More lettuce. Because you know you can never have too much lettuce. Lettuce is a keeper. More Brussels sprouts. I'm experimenting with my brassicas, which you know, your broccoli, your cabbages, your Brussels sprouts. There's that reliable. Oh, they changed the picture this year. And then more beets and radishes. Those carrots and radish seeds, you need a lot of them. Carrot seeds don't keep very long. I don't know how long radish seeds keep. They're brassica, so they might keep longer, but the carrot seeds go bad pretty quickly. And I think spinach possibly does too. But since I plant them like every 2 weeks throughout the season, we need a lot of those. So I kind of stuffed up last year for the garden season. So this is usually the tote that I carry. I found this basket at Goodwill. Zoom out. This is usually the tote that I carry to the garden when I'm direct sowing. This is an Amazon box. Until the old mushroom container. I use these garden markers. I used to use Sharpies. The Sharpies would wash away and fade. And I have, I use old yogurt containers and I keep them, and then, you can use alcohol and clean them off. But I find that for my labels, this garden marker Can you see that? There you go. Garden marker, art line. This does not fade or wash away at all. This was used in the garden for like the entire year last year. You can just reuse them. So this is a good marker. These are my dibbers. They come with my seed trays. I keep the ties off my coffee bags because they don't recycle, and you know, they probably are going to come in handy someday in the garden. I don't know if that's true, but we're going to pretend it is. And this is I learned this off of, what is that called? Her YouTube channel. She used to have a vegetable YouTube channel. Go away, flies. They like the composty smell on my labels. A grease marker. It's just a grease marker, a white grease marker I got on Amazon. And it writes really well on the black seed trays. If I want to just make a note on the seed tray. That's what that's for. And some random junk. Oh, Sam bought me roses, and I thought I found some seeds in it. So I saved it. I'm not going to show you every single thing in this box, but man, guys, save your seeds, because lettuce and tomato seeds sometimes can last up to 10 years. How good does that look? That looks so good. Obviously, Baker Creek is my favorite seed company. The germination is really high. The shipping is always free. They do tons of charities, like recently the Turkey Syria earthquakes. They had, for an entire day, 100% of their proceeds for that day went to the relief funds for that. And they gave enough notice that people could actually respond to it well. So I like that a lot. And they always send you a free sample of something that you maybe haven't tried before. So I have a lot of things. I have a lot of free seeds. And I'm always experimenting, because they have unusual things that grow in the winter, like, for example, yellow heart of winter choy, corn salad, things like that. They have unusual heirloom seeds that you maybe won't find anywhere else. And they have a better selection of corn than anybody else. I don't even look at the Burpee catalog anymore, because they always have the same old stuff. But I just really love the variety of Baker Creek seeds. I probably have one of everything that I would consider eating. Oh, another favorite. They gave me a lot of these for free last year. I bought a lot of seeds last year. So, yeah, I highly recommend this. It's a favorite. I don't know anybody that doesn't like that. I'm sure there are people, but I don't know. Mint, lavender, thyme, parsley, more lavender, Lebanonese forage. This was my favorite nasturtium. They didn't have it this year, and I'm very sad. It was beautiful, and it smelled like chocolate. I'm not even making that up. And another favorite that we will be growing is this spineless okra. So good stir-fried with eggs. So good. Highly recommend this. Here in the States, they call it celery root, but it's celeriac. It's not true celery. Like, it doesn't grow celery. It is a separate thing. Celeriac is a root ball, and then celery makes celery stalks. So they're related, but they're not the same thing. Really, it's just the root of celery. Another favorite. Whenever I see these, I think of this book, because there's a part in this book. Honey feeds me tiny carrots washed under the pump, yellow tomatoes the size of marbles. They taste like sunshine. I love that so much. The memories that we can make, right? Love it. Okay. So I know I've covered a lot of seeds today, but I just want to cover a few more. And this is kind of like my everything package. So if I only could keep just the seeds that I needed to grow, a garden that would save me a fair bit on groceries, a garden that I could, with my, chickens, eggs, I could live on during the gardening season, I would pick these seeds. This would be my starter package if I had it all to start again. It's not everything I have by any stretch. I've got a lot over there, but like I said, if you're new and you're starting out and you want the full garden or close to it, this is where I would start. That's just me. Lettuce. Lettuce likes partial shade in the summer and full sun in the winter. So depending on the season, depends on which one I grow. This one, the Marvel of Four Seasons. Sorry, there's a fly in here. The Marvel of Four Seasons and the Butter Crunch are my winters, or also Black Seeded Simpson. But in the summer, I tend to grow, Rocky Top lettuce, which is a mixture of, let's see, they don't even list what the mixture is. It's a lot of different kinds of lettuce, and it's got like 1,000 seeds in here. This is a bargain. If you only get one lettuce, I recommend Rocky Top lettuce from Baker Creek. It is a lot of lettuce and a lot of variety and a lot of flavor. And you can always save your own seeds from any of the lettuce that you get. One lettuce plant that goes to seed will give you 1,000 seeds. So if you're starting out, and I'm not a self-sufficiency person because I just am not, but if you are, this is the one, okay? So moving on, let's keep with the greens, right? So the leafy greens can crop a lot. If you only take outer leaves and let it continue to grow from the heart, it'll crop all season. So blue curled Scotch kale is the most versatile kale in my opinion. I also really like what's called cabbage kale, which it tastes exactly like cabbage, but you don't have to wait as long for it, and you can just take outer leaves, and it's like a continually cropping cabbage, which is perfect if you are like me and you like to eat ramen soup, but you don't want to cut a whole cabbage out of the garden for it. So I use this for ramen noodles. Sometimes I cut them into the shape of noodles. That's fun if you roll the leaf up and you just slice it. Anyway, so the last kale option is what's called dino kale. Very, very good. Also very popular. And it's fun to grow. It looks like a little palm tree. So those are your kales. And then closely related to kale is arugula. It's also wonderful. I like to get the leaves while they're still young. It has a wonderful smell. It's very peppery. And if they're still young, you can soak them in cold water and then cook some pasta and then, toss the pasta in salt, pepper, olive oil with a little bit of garlic, and then toss it with fresh arugula leaves. And you can top it with roasted chickpeas or chicken or whatever you want. It is so good. Sausage, whatever you want. But arugula is my favorite vegetable to toss into pasta. I already talked about this one earlier, but it's worth it. It grows in all kinds of climates and it survives heat really well. It survives pests really well. It's good stuff. And then of the Swiss chards and the spinaches that I have, I think I would just single these two out because I've been growing them the longest, so I can say with certainty that they're reliable. For, let's see, the herbs, if I could only choose a few, it would be parsley is my number 1, basil is my number 2, and cilantro is my number 3. And when cilantro goes to seed, the seeds are coriander, so they're actually really, really good to keep. Crushed coriander if it's dried, and then green coriander you can actually cook and eat also. I learned that from Hugh Richards and his chef friend. I want to say Sam Black, but that might not be right, so you should probably go watch Hugh Richards' channel to find out for sure. So those are my picks for herbs. For tomatoes, I kept it simple. I do like Roma, but if I only had to choose 2, these are both heirloom that you can save the seeds. Chadwick cherry is by far my favorite. It crops really well. Yellow pear, one plant could feed you for the whole summer. It's a really good plant, and it tastes really good. Both of them can be just tossed in the freezer in a freezer bag and then cooked all winter long into a sauce. Perfect. For the summer things, Early Fortune cucumber is my favorite. Yellow scallop squash is always a favorite. Fort Hook zucchini is the most reliable of the zucchini that I've grown. That's the wrong package of sweet corn, but sweet corn is a choice. The Baker Creek sweet corn, sorry. And butternut orange squash. This one is very reliable, and it also can sub as a pumpkin. So it's versatile too. It's really, really good. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. Going on to the other summer things, okra spineless, very good. The brassicas, well, some more of the brassicas. Cabbage, it's a very reliable crop. Brussels sprouts, make sure that you, if you have rabbits, you put a little bit of chicken wire around it. And this, honestly, this is my #1 pick because it just crops all year. Last year it grew into like this massive tree. So we cut the broccoli and it just kept growing more broccoli. And the first one was very big and they got smaller as it kept going, but it just kept going. So we have these bouquets like this of broccoli. So this is a really good one. It goes all summer if you let it. Peas and runner beans will be my pick for beans. And my root crops, the most reliable and the quickest growing onion is the bunching onion. And it also will self-seed if you let it. If you leave some of them in over the winter, they will make onion seeds for you and continue to grow, almost like walking onions. They'll just continue to grow for you. So that's a really good one. This is almost like a potato crop. It's really reliable. You can multi-sow them in clumps of 3 and then just pull out the biggest ones and then the others will continue to grow. I learned that from Charles Dowding. But also I think Hugh Richards does it. Choose a favorite carrot. That is a must-have for the garden season. And choose a couple of kinds of quick-growing radish. This is not an heirloom, but I don't think it matters because I can't save the radish seeds. But this is a fast radish, so like something like 22 days. And this one is like 28 days. So this is what I would get if I were starting out and had no idea what to buy. This is what I would buy. Okay, here's my garlic bed. The garlic is growing really well. It looks good. When the garlic comes out, usually on July 1st, I am going to put half of it to potatoes and half of it leeks. So it's what we call my soup bed. And I made it out of an old broken down fence. That was a lot of fun. I like doing stuff like that. It feels fun. They want to know what I'm doing and if I have snacks. I think they're mad that I don't. Sorry, girls. I don't know if you can see this. This right here is my grapevine, right here. And there's chicken wire that just goes up to like my knee. I used old apple prunings and made like stakes. And I put it around the grapes because last year the rabbits ate my grapes. So this year we put chicken wire up. I don't think it looks too bad. It looks pretty good. Show you what I got in here. This is that marvel of 4 seasons that I showed you earlier. This overwintered in my garden. Through one day it was like negative 41 degrees, but I had it in a greenhouse covered with fleece. I learned that just about everything you need you can learn watching Charles Dowding. If you don't want to have more than one gardening channel, I would recommend Charles Dowding. But these are so firm. They're not slimy or, you know how winter and sometimes grocery store lettuce can be. I just pick around the outside, leave the inside to grow. Watch for spiders. Today is February 25th. It's the day that I sow seeds for the current year. They're on lettuce. And this is my first harvest of lettuce for the year. He wants my lettuce, I think. I stopped harvesting it when it was really cold because I didn't want to cover it. But also I don't think it would have grown very fast. But oh, it looks good. I watered it a couple days ago. I didn't water it in the coldest days at all, and it didn't die. It just kept going. I read somewhere that lettuce can have roots up to 6 feet long. So cool. I just didn't worry about that. I'm like, it'll make it or not. And it did. I put the pot there so that the fleece would land on the pot because according to Mr. Dowding, and I did this last year and I agree, when the fleece lays right on the lettuce, sometimes the edges of the leaves can get too much cold. But if you put something there, it helps. These are starting to yellow, so those will go to the chickens. Which is why he's crowing, because he knows that I will have something for him. And he's very impatient, kind of like my dog. The more you harvest of lettuce, the more will grow. So don't be afraid to take a bit. It's gonna grow back. If you buy lettuce at the grocery store that still has the root attached, living lettuce, it will grow really well in your garden too. No, I don't know if it will be organic, but it will grow. This is what we got today. Pretty great. Not bad for February. There you go, girl. Get it. Get it, honey. Come on, Peso. Yummy. Got an extra egg today, too. Not too bad. We'll just let these soak for a while. The small leaves are my favorite. That one is literally the perfect size for a salad. Yes. I let them get a little bit bigger for wraps, don't I, bud? Love it! Look how beautiful my Valentine bouquet still is. I absolutely love these. I don't know what they are. They're pretty. Very pretty.
This is The Forever Garden by Laurel Snyder and Samantha Cotterell.
I love this book so much. Chickens. There's a picture I like. Oh, that one. Look, it's got strawberries and all the greens and grapevines.
Guess what?
The garden shed.
Honey didn't plant the grapes. They were there when she moved in.
That's right.
Compost Stew by Mary McKenna Silas. Illustrated by Ashley Wolf.
Very good.
This is Sonia's Chickens.
Phoebe Wall. This is so sweet.
Yeah. Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt by Kate Messner.
Let's see what's in here. What kind of art do we have in here? Ooh, it shows both.
This is Grandpa's Garden by Stella Frey and Sheila Moxley.
Cool. This has lots of stuff about how to garden in it.
Yeah, Daddy likes it.
Daddy likes all the books.
And this is We Are the Gardeners by Joanna Gaines and her kids.
holding the book, Dobby.
Oh no, he's gonna build the pages.
No, it's okay. Which one do you want to read for bed?
Compost stew.
Good choice.
Can I read it? Ingredients. A. Apple cores. B. Bananas bruised. C. Coffee grounds with filters used.
Spice it up, but be judicious.
Keep it wholesome and nutritious. Mother Earth will say delicious compost stew. That's a good book.
That's a good book. What do you think, Dobby? You like the book, Dobby?
Dobby likes.
Okay, so I am looking at the footage from the seed haul and seed recommendations and book recommendations, and it's already looking like a full-sized YouTube video. I don't want to go much longer. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here and do our seed sowing as part 2. So I hope you guys found something helpful or motivating in this video. Thank you so much for watching. And happy spring, happy gardening. I'll see you next time. Bye.